On this week's episode,
The Hunting Grounds is brought to you by Everett Chevrolet of Northwest Arkansas and by Bedford Camera and Video, Spypoint, Ion Official Action Camera, Popeyes of Northwest Arkansas, Mega Rack by Temptation Lures, Lumenok, Morrelltargets, Four Wheel Concepts, Nosejammer, Shaybug Design, Muddy Outdoors, Eagle Seed, Wet Ink Design, Bowtech, Go Tip, Hook, Line, and Sinker Outdoors.
welcome back to the Hunting Grounds. Welcome to episode 2 of season 4. If you guys missed our first episode, be sure to go sign up at thg-tv.com. We have free video emails. With the release of every new episode, we're going to email you. That way you make sure you don't miss one of our episodes, because we're projected to do at least 30 this year. Well, a lot of you guys were bugging us, wanting some hunts. We've got hunts coming your way this year. Season is in for turkeys in Kansas, and we've got some great management moments that we're going to go plant some food plots. So stay tuned in. Well, it's that time of year. It's turkey chasing time out in Kansas. Last year took a couple birds from Kansas, relatively new to turkey hunting, just because we don't have them in our neck of the woods. This year, decided I was going to challenge myself a little bit more. Wanted to get a big old tom with my bow. I didn't want to sit in the blind all day and wait for them to come by. I wanted to be on ground level with them, eye to eye, looking right down the shaft of that arrow at those turkeys. So, you know what? I put out a request on Facebook. Toy Creek Outfitters, Dan and Tress with those guys, man, they hooked us up. They said, man, we've got some killer property up here. If you want to come up, we'll let you get on some birds. Went up there, got set up, and I'm going to have the time of my life. Scotty's going along with me, and hopefully we get it done. Boom, 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 boom. Good gravy. How many birds are right there?
At least 3.
Look at them. It's like a wave. Anytime now, they're going to be getting down. They're wet, they're cold, and so they might hang up in those trees a little bit, but we've got Tom Central right here. They're going to come down Tom Avenue, and then we're going to kill the toms right here. So we'll see what happens. We should have a good morning. Maybe I can arrow a bird, drop it, make a whole big scene of the whole thing, take the cameras, let Scotty get behind the camera. That's our goal. It's the first time ever going to try to kill a turkey with a bow, so we'll see what happens. There's definitely not a shortage of birds there. First morning we were hunting, we heard gobbles coming from every direction, it seemed like, and we had a group of hens come in and a tom that was kind of staying off of them, and we just could not get him to come in even though the hens were right there in our faces. So I started to go ahead and cultivate this food plot. We're getting ready to plant it in the Eagle Seed Soybeans. My goal was to plant it next week. Started cultivating. There's a lot of leaves in this food plot. It's just what you get when you butt it up against the hardwoods, timber stand, or you are kind of mixed in hardwoods like we are here. So rather than fight the battle of all the leaves and everything there, I tried to do it early this year, but now I'm going to be able to do it because it is dry enough. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to burn out this food plot. There's so much leaf cover on the bottom of this food plot, and plus it'll just kind of convert all this winter wheat and any of this leftover food plot into that organic material a lot faster. It's going to put that ash from all those leaves right into the soil, so it ought to actually help the food plot. It definitely does make it a lot easier to work. If you go in and burn it right now, get rid of all that leaf debris and all this green growth on top, when you come in with the cultivator disc, it's super easy to go ahead and work it up. It makes it a lot easier and a lot less time consuming on your part. So I'm going to go ahead, start burning it. I went ahead with the cultivator just to help me out a little bit because we do have a hardwood stand behind me that I have not burned. Everything else on this property has been burned on this area. So I did go around with the cultivator and flipped up the dirt, so it just creates another barrier. I got the leaf blower. I'll go back in and make sure that none of this is going to get out of hand. Well, here we go. It's time to plant our food plot here. We got the Gamekeeper Eagle Seed Soybeans. We've created a great soil bed here. Some of the food plots we've actually burned off and then cultivated all back in the ground. Some of it we just cultivated back in even green, so it's got a lot of organic material in it. You know, it's still rocky. A lot of these food plots were very rocky to start with, and just doing that year after year after year, the soil actually builds up. And some of our food plots are looking really, really good right now, and they definitely grow these Eagle Seed soybeans. So I'm going to do this all by hand. I like to hand spread my seeds, especially when I'm only doing a couple of food plots like this that are no more than an acre in size. I'll go through and hand spread it, put the inoculant on top of the seeds after I put it in the 2.5 gallon bucket, and just broadcast it, and I'm going to bring that tire drag in and drag her out. So it won't be too hard of a thing if you do it right. It's nice and easy. Let me go ahead and tell you, anytime that you're hand broadcasting and you're topically kind of applying these seeds, go ahead and put a little bit more than you normally would. Rodents, critters, weather, some of them aren't just going to germinate, but they aren't going to all be there when it comes time for these things to grow. So make sure you plant them a little bit heavier than you normally would, because things will run off with them. And that's another reason why I'm going to plant them the day before rain. That way that soil covers them up. That germination process starts really quick. It don't give time for critters and the weather and anything else to have a factor on those seeds. I'm a zombie without this stuff. It's gross. Alright, so day 2. We're out here in Baldwin City, Kansas at Toy Creek Outfitters. Scotty's again behind the camera. Had a lot of fun yesterday. Saw a lot of birds, especially for us Arkansas boys and Missouri guy that's getting up here, and we don't see a lot of turkeys from where we're from. So back out here on a new piece of property. Got a lot of toms gobbling up north of us. Got a perfect setup. It's windy today. You know, it's going to be up to 20 miles an hour. Maybe you can get some gusts over 20 miles an hour. So what we're hoping is just going to provide a great windbreak for them. They'll work down this side. Got our decoys set up. They just stopped gobbling from the roost. I think they're down on the ground. We'll see if we can get some in here, and we'll try to get 2 birds down if we can today. We got one day to get it done here in Baldwin City, Kansas, and hopefully we do it.
If you've never been to Kansas, their creeks are not like Ozark creeks. They're like 15 foot deep and 15 foot wide, and they're solid mud, and if you can get down one side and out the other without slipping and falling, you're doing pretty good. Okay, so we had this group of turkeys that we were trying to put a stalk on, and we used one of those Kansas creeks to try to close the gap. And once we got there, we were able to get close enough to where we could see them. It just didn't pan out, but that's just the way it goes. Then we had this group of jakes come in. Steve was, I could just say, pretty nervous, and there's probably, how many, 4 or 5 or 6, and one of them looked a little bigger than the rest, and Steve's like, should I shoot him? And I was like, I'd shoot him if it were me.
So we've heard a ton of birds, had a lot of bird activity on this place. Finally, the jakes commit, they come in. You know, there's one that's confusing me quite a bit. I'm texting Dan saying, man, we got a super jake. And he's like, what's a super jake? And I was like, man, he's confused too. So this jake came in, he's got a full fan, he doesn't have spurs, he doesn't even know what he is. He's kind of funky looking, strutting out in front of us. Scotty and I are going back and forth. Do we want to shoot? Do I not want to shoot? I finally took the shot, and you know what? My adrenaline was pumping. I don't care if it was a jake. I clean missed it. Well, not really clean. I nipped off a few feathers, gave him a haircut there, but you know, that's what happens. Hopefully, next time, we'll get him.
He definitely missed. I gave him a pretty hard time after that for a while. Lost his arrow and everything, couldn't even find it. Good stuff.
That should be your...
Scotty, don't say anything. I know you probably said something about me missing the turkey. He's filming after me, but I know he probably said something. So for the 2 days, us average Joes had to go up there, try to get a turkey hunt done. We didn't. A lot of people view that as an unsuccessful hunt, but man, it was fun. Torrey Creek Outfitters treated us right. Dan and Tress, got a hats off to them. We had a blast sitting out there, had a lot of turkey activity, but man, we're gonna be going up there, I have a feeling, in the near future. I knew somebody.
We can't push it all the way over.
Over on video, I'm killing somebody. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the birds making a racket out here as we're around the babies in their nest next to the lake here. But we brought you our real hunts. We missed this week. Next week might be a different story. It's all in God's plans. But until next time, go everywhere to get a youth or a new hunter involved in God's great creation. And as always, have a better than average day. Just wanted to check to make sure the broadheads were sharp. Clean cut those feathers right off of it. I don't know.
What?
I'm smelling redemption in the future.
Aim!
Fire!